The scenes are familiar but no less shocking. In the capital, Brasilia, protesters stormed Brazil's Congress, Presidential Palace and Supreme Court, vandalising property and laying waste to buildings. By 8 p.m. local time, it was all over. Riot police using tear gas to clear the buildings, arresting hundreds. The rioters were protesting the October election that saw far-right President Jair Bolsonaro narrowly defeated by left-wing Lula da Silva.
Brazilian democracy has been in crisis for several years, and it's an ongoing confrontation between the right and the left. Bolsonaro supporters see themselves as largely protecting the nation from a threat coming from the left side of politics.
Da Silva has vowed to punish those who attacked the institutions, as well as those who backed the protesters.
We are going to find the financiers, and they will all pay with the force of the law for this irresponsible, undemocratic gesture, this gesture of vandals and fascists.
The similarities to the US January 6 riots impossible to ignore.
We see two very similar events. Group of people, group of protesters acting on behalf of the president who failed to win re-election. That idea of storming the symbols of democracy, of delegitimizing them, comes directly from the plot of what happened in the United States.
World leaders have condemned the attack, reiterating their support for Da Silva and hoping these images will not become a recurrent feature of the electoral process.
A lot of similarities there with what happened in the US, and it seems that a Trump ally, Steve Bannon, he's been egging these protests on.
That's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that suggests that it's not just to destroy. They didn't just copy.
No.
There's actually some overlap in the movement.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's the globalisation of that whole thing. It's incredible.
I find it fascinating in Brazil waited until after the World Cup to do this. They waited a couple of weeks, gave it a bit of space.
Well, it's funny, as I was watching it, I was going, the American one looks properly scary. When the Brazilians do it, it really does look like a really good World Cup crowd. I know that's not what you're meant to say here, but that's how I felt.